Unlawful behavior and disregard of human rights.
The use of power by the Israeli army against the Palestinian demonstrators in Gaza.
I give the floor to United Nations Watch.
Mr. President, I was a British commander in Northern Ireland, Iraq and Afghanistan.
Here's a video of Richard Kemp, a former British commander, exposing the entire UN for its bias against Israel and for the Palestinians and Hamas. Let's see what he has to say.
Unlawful behavior and disregard of human rights.
The use of power by the Israeli army against the Palestinian demonstrators in Gaza.
I give the floor to United Nations Watch.
Mr. President, I was a British commander in Northern Ireland, Iraq and Afghanistan and have extensive experience dealing with rioting crowds whipped up by armed terrorists. I have observed the violent demonstrations on the Gaza border many times from the front lines. Unlike you, Mr. Chairman, and your Commission who have never been there. These are outrageous efforts to break through the fence and slaughter Jewish civilians. Hamas also set out to induce the IDF to kill Gaza civilians, to instigate global condemnation of Israel. The IDF took every possible step to avoid Palestinian casualties, but using live ammunition as a last resort was the only way they could defend their own people. The Commission grotesquely perverts this reality. I accuse this Council of handing a deliberately biased mandate to the Commission intended to defame Israel. I accuse this Commission of misrepresenting Hamas's actions, twisting organized violence into peaceful protest. I accuse this Commission of acting as an instrument of Hamas terrorism by falsely accusing Israel of crimes against humanity, by validating terror tactics and by inciting killing and violence. I accuse this Commission of betraying the Palestinian people by failing to condemn their Hamas oppressors who, as we meet today, are firing on genuine peaceful protesters in Gaza. I accuse this Commission of wicked prejudice against the Jewish state and its army in a manner calculated to undermine its ability to defend itself. Greater violence is planned by Hamas in a few days. Violence this Council could restrain by condemning Hamas for its murderous actions and rejecting this outrageous report. I appeal to every member state to repudiate it. If you do not, you will have the blood of Palestinians and Israelis on your hands.
I think it's pretty absurd that Egypt, the Egyptian ambassador for the UN, was saying how Israel is not doing its right to give rights to the Palestinian people when Egypt itself does not even take the Palestinian people. Richard makes a very valid point that Hamas, after October 7th, did its best that Israel does kill civilians so that the whole world is watching them and they could basically flip the switch and totally forget about the October 7th attack, which killed over 1,200 people, and there's still hostages being held. We don't even know if they're alive or not. And the world basically turned its eyes on Israel and completely forgot about October 7th. This is part of Hamas's propaganda and their plan to make the world believe that Israel is the one killing civilians, when in reality they're the ones who are causing the violence and they're the main obstacle to peace in the Middle East. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to watch more videos like these, please hit the subscribe button and help us support our work by going to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored, and I'll leave the link in the description. We'll see you in the next one.